We saw Pitfall and Peeing Woman all on the same day.
Every summer, we had to pitfall of Big Mama's 100-odd laying hens and go to church all day on Sunday.
It's like Pitfall!
Hey everyone, and welcome to TalkWord. This is where we grab one English word, really dive into it, and make sure you can walk away ready to use it with total confidence. Today, we're getting into a word for a kind of danger that you just never see coming. So let's start with this idea, a hidden danger. I want you to think about a time you started something new, maybe a new job or picked up a hobby. At first, everything's going great, right? But there's that little nagging feeling, that sense of some unseen problem that's just lurking around the corner. You know what I'm talking about, right? That little worry in the back of your mind about some hidden obstacle that's just waiting to trip you up when you least expect it? Yeah, it's a feeling we all get. It's totally universal. Well, the really cool thing is, the English language has this fantastic, super precise word that just perfectly describes that kind of hidden danger. It's a word that captures both the surprise and the trouble it brings. And here it is. The word is pitfall. Now, a pitfall isn't just any old problem. No, it's a very specific kind of problem. It's the one that's hidden, the one you have no idea is even there until, bam! Sometimes it's too late. Right, next up, the original trap, a look back. Now, what's so cool about this word is where it comes from. Seriously, if you understand its story, its origin, you'll probably remember it forever. So let's go back in time a little. Hundreds of years ago, a pitfall was, well, it was exactly what it sounds like. It was a pit, a big hole in the ground that was used as a trap. You can just picture it, right? Hunters digging a deep hole, covering it up with branches and leaves so it looks like solid ground, and then just waiting for an unsuspecting animal or maybe even an enemy to come along and fall right in. And that image is what makes its modern meaning so brilliant. See, today we use pitfall as a metaphor. We're not talking about actual holes in the ground anymore, obviously, but it's still that same idea, a hidden trap, an unseen obstacle that's sitting there on your path to whatever goal you're trying to reach. So, moving on to modern-day pitfalls, spotting them in the wild. How does this ancient idea of a trap show up in our lives today? Well, you'd be surprised. Once you know what you're looking for, you'll start seeing these metaphorical pitfalls everywhere. Just think about it. In your career, a common pitfall is thinking your good work is enough and forgetting to network. Or how about learning a new language? A huge pitfall there is being too afraid of making mistakes to actually practice speaking. And with personal finance, oh yeah, a classic pitfall is letting credit card debt just sneak up on you. For any new project you start, probably the biggest pitfall of all is just not having a clear plan from the get-go. Here's a perfect example you'd hear in an office. A new manager gets promoted, right? They're eager to prove themselves, so they fall right into the pitfall of trying to do everything, micromanaging their team instead of trusting them. That is such a classic workplace pitfall. Okay, let's get into pitfall versus problem and what's the difference. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, isn't a pitfall just a fancier way to say problem? And that's a fair question. But no, not quite. And understanding this little difference will make your English sound way more precise. Think about it this way. A problem is usually known. It's right there in front of you, a general difficulty that needs to be solved. But a pitfall is different. It's often hidden. It's unexpected. And, this is the key, it can often be avoided if you have a little foresight. A pitfall is the hidden trap that causes the problem. So here's the bottom line. This is the crucial point. All pitfalls are problems, sure, but, and this is the big but, not all problems are pitfalls. A pitfall is that special type of problem. It's the sneaky, avoidable trap, the unseen danger. Remembering that is going to make your English sound so much sharper. So, for our last section, spotting your pitfalls, a practical skill. We've mastered the word, which is awesome, but let's turn it into something useful. How can you take this knowledge and actually use it to spot your own pitfalls before you fall into them? You know, our brains have this funny thing called an optimism bias. We tend to believe things will just go better for us, which can make us blind to these hidden traps. So to counter that, it really comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, research and plan. Just look ahead on your path. Second, learn from other people's experience. Ask them what were the pitfalls you ran into. And third, just stay aware, pay attention. If something seems a little too easy, maybe question it. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Take a moment today and just think about the week ahead. Could be at work, could be in your personal life, whatever. What's one potential pitfall you can spot right now, and what are you going to do to actively avoid it? Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive and you're feeling more confident with the word pitfall, just imagine having this kind of clarity for hundreds of other really useful English words. Well, you can. You should definitely check out the TalkWord mobile app. You can actually create your very own word explanation podcasts, a lot like this one, and you get guided by 2 friendly hosts. It is such a fun and creative way to build your vocabulary. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time on TalkWord.
People lying out in the woods eating sandwiches, getting drunk with pitfall and with gin, drinking directly out of jugs with innocent young girls.
Title can only change hands in one of 2 ways, submission or pinfall.